Hi guys, it's Mary from Mary's Vegan Table. Thanks for joining me again today. Today's recipe is going to be alcapurria. And alcapurria is a Puerto Rican appetizer. It's made with green bananas and green plantains. We're going to fill those alcapurrias with beefleess grounds, and we also have a second filling that we're going to use, which is the ground lentils. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to turn on that notification bell so you don't miss any recipes. Also, please feel free to leave me any questions. I'm always open to answering any of your questions that you may have. And please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you all for your support, and let's get ready to start making these alcapurrias.
Okay guys, so here these are the regular, believe it or not, these are the regular green bananas that they turn yellow and you could peel them and eat them. So these are unripened green bananas. I got 6 of them. 2, 4, 6. I have 7 of these, and I have 2 green plantains. And here I have yautia. This is about a pound. Maybe a pound, a little less than a pound. I don't use too much of this because this really makes the mixture a little too soft. And when you're making alcapurrias, you want the mixture to be thick, not too thin. You want it thick so you can handle it and it fries up better without falling apart. So I'm going to start cutting these up. Just move this over here. Also, when I don't have my gloves on, but just small word of advice, when you're peeling these, use latex gloves because your nails and your fingers, everything's going to get black and sticky with the, what is that? The sap that comes from this banana. And as you know, I like to cut them in half and then peel them because it's easier, quicker too. I think I broke this one straight through. I think I cut the skin too deep. Yeah. Also, you could soak these in warm water for a while. Soak them in warm water for about an hour. They peel a lot easier. I'm gonna put these in water to cut up pieces. I'm gonna cut this up and put them in water. You could salt the water if you like. It's falling apart. I actually had these bananas in the refrigerator, so it's making it harder to peel. I had kept them in the refrigerator to keep them from ripening because I bought these bananas about a day or 2 ago, and I didn't want them turning yellow, so I put them in the fridge to slow down that process, the ripening process. Oh. Okay. Cut this one up the same way. Anything extra left on, the skin left on, just peel it off. Here I am going to cut up a green plantain. These 2 I cut in half, makes the peeling process easier. Wedge that knife between the peel and the banana, and lift it. Okay. Let's cut them up smaller because they blend up easier when they're smaller. You could use one of those box graters for this. So you could use a processor, you could use a blender, or you can use your box grater. You use the ones with the smallest holes. Okay. And now with the yautia. Okay. Remember to rinse this off when you're done peeling it before you cut it. You don't want all these peels in your mixture. Cut off any ends that don't look right to you. They say when in doubt, throw it out. Okay. I'm going to rinse this off real quick. It's the same ingredients that you use to make pasteles. But the only difference is you want this mixture a lot thicker than your pasteles mixture. You want this masa thick. That's why I don't use a lot of the yautia, because the yautia has the tendency of thinning it out more. You see how that got dirty again from the cutting board? I should have made sure the cutting board was clean first. So, I'm gonna rinse it off. Place everything in the water. I'm going to finish peeling and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going to use my small processor to grind up the bananas and the yautia. Choose to use this rather than my big blender because for some reason I like the way the texture for the masa, that I like the way the texture comes out for the alcapurria when I use this one. I'm able to have more control over the texture in this little processor than I do with the Ninja for some reason. But whichever appliance works for you, use it. Make sure I have it here where you guys can see it. And like with any blender or processor, you're going to have to push it down. Just scrape the sides down. Okay, so we're going to season this. Teaspoon of salt. So start off with a teaspoon of salt. You could taste it later on before you start frying it up. You could taste it to see if this has enough salt in it. I'm going to use onion powder. Use the last of the onion powder. That was about a teaspoon. I'm going to use a dash of black pepper. I'm going to use a dash of oregano. Now remember, I make my own adobo, so this is basically me making my adobo, but just adding everything in a little bit at a time. This is some garlic, teaspoon of garlic, and a little bit of coriander, a dash of coriander. Okay. Now, unfortunately, my seed grinder broke, so I couldn't grind up my own achoite seeds. And I didn't have any achoite oil on hand, because you could also add 2 teaspoons of achoite oil to this mixture. So I had to buy the Goya Saxon with the achoite in it. I'm going to add that in there. And let's just mix it up. Don't be afraid to get in there with your hands as long as they're clean. And this is the perfect texture. Okay. And this can definitely use more salt. Much better. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator while I make the seasoning, the fillings. Okay, so we're going to make the beefless grounds. In this case, I'm going to use the Beyond beefless grounds. This will be my first time using them, so I'll let you guys know how that turned out. How it tastes, actually. So we're going to start off with a nice big tablespoon of sofrito. I'll be putting these links at the end of the video on how to make the sofrito and the link on how to make the ground lentils. I'm going to add some pepper, about a teaspoon of pepper. Use a tablespoon of onion powder, tablespoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of oregano, the cilantro. You guys, you could just go, you could just pick up a bottle of adobo and a box of Saxon, so you don't have to go through all this with making, your own seasonings. So it is a lot easier doing it that way, and it's less time consuming. We're going to put a little salt, a pack of the Saxon. Let's mix this up. Okay, let's add these in. Now I'm going to have to break these grounds down a little more, because they're just a little, the pieces in here are just a little too big to add to the alcapurria. So I'm just going to let this soften up. I'm going to add a small can of tomato sauce. Added a can of water. Make sure you get all the tomato sauce out. gonna stir this up, and I'm gonna cover it because I want that to get soft enough so I could break it up, because I want the beefless grounds to be much smaller than what they are now. Okay, so here we have our beefless grounds already, and took out the masa from the refrigerator. Make sure to stir it up when it comes out. You're gonna have like a brown top a little bit. That's nothing, just stir it in. And now I'm gonna take a nice heaping tablespoon. Okay, we got that spread out nice. Now we're gonna take some of the filling, spread that right down the middle. I'll take a couple of olives, put them in right there on top. And I'm gonna show you guys how to roll that over. Okay, close up the paper, squeeze it together. Okay, turn that over. And this, being that the texture is nice and thick, I can actually use my hands to handle it. So close up those ends. Roll it over. Roll it down so you get a nice little shape going on. A little torpedo shape kind of thing going on, I guess. There it is. Now, it looks like I'm getting a tear there. So let's try to close that up. Sometimes we'll just add a little more to mend it. That should work. See? So now here we have hot oil. This is canola oil, extremely hot. We're gonna carefully roll the alcapurria off of the paper into the oil. Try to get the paper down as close to the oil as you can. And gently, please, just so gently roll that into the oil. There you go. We're gonna let that fry up on medium. Medium low, because we want it to cook inside too, because we cook it too fast on the outside, it will burn and it will be raw on the inside. So let's just let that cook nice and slow, and that way we'll make sure everything is cooked. Okay, well, we're gonna turn this over now, gently. Okay. By the time the side cooks, by the time it browns up nice and crispy and brown, it'll be cooked through all the way. But just cook it, fry this on medium low, because like I said, you don't want it to burn on the outside and still be raw on the inside. So our alcapurria is ready to come out the oil now. Careful taking it out. Let some of the oil drip off first. There it is. And this is going to be extremely hot, so I recommend that before eating it, let it cool off a couple of minutes. We'll cut this in half and see what it looks like. Piece of paper towel. You can hear how crispy it is. That is hot. There it is. Extremely, extremely hot, guys. I'm going to try to take a bite without getting third-degree burn. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. It's extremely hot. There goes that olive. It's delicious. It's really good. And they make nice appetizers. Not something to eat a lot of every day because, you know, the oil and fattening and stuff, but it's really delicious. It's a nice treat to have once in a while. So that's it. Okay, so here we have the ground lentils. It's still a little hot, but I'm gonna, excuse me, I am going to wrap this, I'm gonna roll this up right now and put it directly into the oil because the oil is already hot. So I'm gonna show you guys again. So here's a nice heaping tablespoon of the mixture, the banana mixture, the masa. And put it on a piece of wax paper or a piece of parchment paper. Okay, and just spread it out, but not too thin. And make sure you have enough on each end so when we roll it up, if it's not enough, it's fine. We can always add more to it. Okay. Get a teaspoon. You don't want, you want it healthy, a healthy, amount of filling in it, but not too healthy that it's gonna all spill out. So a small teaspoon is good. And then I'm gonna add 2 olives to it. You don't have to add any olives if you don't want. Okay, and then I pulled up each end. Each end of the paper. And I pinched along the top of the mixture to seal it up. And gently open it. And it's sealed. Now if you need to add more to cover it up with, it's fine. All you got to do is just take a little bit more on a spoon and just, add it on and just gently apply it on top to wherever it needs to be to seal up the alcapurria to make sure that the filling stays inside. So, I guess this filling is thick enough that I can handle it with my hands, my clean hands. And just to give it a little shape, I just roll it around back and forth a little bit on the wax paper, parchment paper. And just use this end, each end to roll it around with. And now it's ready. Just make sure everything is sealed, that you can't see any of the filling. Make sure it's not exposed because we don't want it spilling out in the oil. Okay, so we're going to get ready to put this in the oil now. Okay, so like the other alcapurria, we are going to roll this off of the paper into the oil gently. So you don't want to get that oil splashed on you. It's extremely hot. And you don't want to break your alcapurria either. So, let me see, guys. I want to make sure you can see what I'm doing here. So, try to, okay, get your alcapurria as close to the edge of the paper as you can. Hold it on each side and gently place it on the edge of the frying pan and just let the alcapurria roll in naturally and slowly. And there it is. This oil has been heating up, you know, for a while now. So it's on low, medium low. The flame is about that high underneath, okay? Because we want it to cook not only on the outside, but it needs to cook through on the inside. So this masa is not raw, but we don't want it to burn on the outside. So just let it, you know, cook on a low heat, so that way it just cooks through. Once that's nice and crispy on the bottom side, we're going to turn it over to continue cooking it on this side. Okay, so I'll say this has been frying up on low heat for about 5 minutes, which is good, very good. And now we're going to turn it over. We're going to gently turn it over. Use the back part of the spoon. Matter of fact, put some oil on the back part of the spoon so that way it doesn't stick to it when you're turning it. Okay, there you have it. And now we just let that fry up for another 5 minutes. And I'll cut it open so you guys can see what it looks like on the inside. Okay, I just want you guys to see how high I have the flame on. You see that? It's medium low. You have to be careful. Sorry for my finger in the way, guys. Medium low. You gotta make sure that oil is really hot though before you put in those alcapurrias, okay? Okay. There's another 5 minutes on this side. It's nice and brown all the way around. Be careful taking it out. Just let some of the oil drip off a little bit. Okay, we'll place it on paper towel. And then I'll wait a couple of minutes before I actually try it because it's piping hot right now. So I'll come back. Okay, so here it is, guys. Still extremely piping hot. Hot. Okay, let's cut this open so you can, that way you can see what the ground lentils look like. You hear that nice crisp? It's best to eat these right away, actually. I'm not like piping hot, but wait at least 5 minutes, and there it is. That's what the lentils look like. They're all seasoned up the same way as the beefleess grounds. And like as I said before, I'm going to leave the link for the recipe for the lentils and end this video. I'm going to try it. You see how hot that is? Ooh. It's good though, very good. This is part of today's menu. The menu also includes chicken noodle soup. Being that it's a Spanish menu today, I'm going to season up the chicken noodle soup Spanish style. So that'll be uploaded as well, that video. That's extremely hot, but very good. So guys, Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate you as always. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like the video, please smash that thumbs up button. Share my videos with your friends, your family. And don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you never miss a recipe. I'll see you guys again real soon. And have an amazing, safe weekend.